This is the story of an ancestor who was born on the same day as a great explosion on the River Mersey, Liverpool. The bark merchant ship was carrying 11 tons of gunpowder and exploded on the 15th of January 1864. A steward knocked over a can of oil whilst trimming a lamp. The fire spread quickly and the crew successfully abandoned ship onto a passing ferry. The cargo of gunpowder exploded, causing thousands of window panes across Liverpool to become shattered. The trunk of the ancient Allerton oak in Calderstones Park, over 17 miles away, was cracked by the force of the blast. The ship's figurehead was recovered intact some miles away from the ship. On this day, 15th of January 1864, Zela was born. Her father, George Henry Webb, and her mother, Frances Ann Parkins, were living at 44 Price Street, Birkenhead, which was known as Cheshire rather than Wirral at that time. It wasn't until Christmas that year, on the 25th of December, that Zela was baptised in the Holy Trinity Church, Birkenhead. The next few years saw the birth of 3 of Zela's siblings, 2 brothers, both called Cecil Frederick Webb, and a sister. Cecil sadly died of pneumonia later that year on the 22nd of May in Birkenhead. Gwendolyn also sadly died in infancy on the 7th of March 1868. At some point, Zela's mother left and had a new family in London. This story doesn't follow her half-siblings on that side of the family, but stays with Zela in Liverpool. 7-year-old Zela was recorded as living at 8 White Rock Street in the 1871 census with her 37-year-old father George and his brother Frederick. Her younger brother, 3-year-old Cecil, also lived there, and a visitor called Sarah Westworth. By the 24th of October 1871, Zela's father had married Sarah Rushton Westworth in St Augustine's Church, Liverpool. Over the next few years, Zela was to become an older sister to a further 3 half-siblings, to her father and stepmother Sarah. However, Zela was to outlive them all. By 1881, Zela was a 17-year-old young woman and a student. She lived at the time of the census at 12 Brome Terrace in Everton, with her father George, a dentist, and 4 younger siblings, Cecil, George, Lucy, and Gertrude, as well as a servant called Annie Gamion. On the 31st of August 1882, Zela married Robert John Westworth, her father's second wife's younger brother. Note, she used her mother's maiden name, Parkins, on this marriage certificate. Zela gave birth to 7 children. Many of whom in later years emigrated to Australia. In 1891, Zela lived at 168 Fountains Road, Liverpool. 27-year-old Zela Westworth lived with her husband Robert John and her 4 children, Ernest aged 7, Alfred 5, Robert 3 and the baby Margaret Story. In 1901, King Edward VII came to the throne. In the census of 1901, Zela Westworth, aged 36, and her 4-year-old son Walter lived with another family, the Macleans. She lived as a boarder at 47 Brookdale Road, Wavertree, Liverpool. At this time, Zela's husband, Robert Westworth, a 48-year-old dentist, was a prisoner in Hornby Prison, Walton-on-the-Hill, for committing fraud. Their young sons were in Penn Street Boys Industrial School in Aston, Warwickshire. Zela's father passed away of liver cancer in 1905. He is buried in Anfield Cemetery. By 1911, 46-year-old Zela lived at 7 Fitzgerald Road, Old Swan, Liverpool, with her daughter Margaret and son-in-law Thomas, and granddaughters Ellen, Beatrice and Edith Lawler. On the 6th of July 1914, Zela's mother, Frances Ann Parkins, died in St Pancras Workhouse in London. This photograph was taken of Zela, Margaret and Walter in 1916. On the 7th of November 1931, in Holywell, Flintshire, Wales. Zela Westworth married a chap called Robert Lee. Her descendant, Anthony Lawler, recalled visiting Zela in 1936 at a pub called The Rock in Holywell, on the road A5026. Zela Lee passed away on the 10th of February 1937, aged 73 years. The cause of her death was a combination of myocardial degeneration, bronchitis and influenza. She is buried in St Paul's Graveyard, Gorsedd, Wales.